All right, what's up, everyone? So it's a bit of a out of the blue video here. I'm really excited to share this. I've got a very special person here with me. Goes by the name of Joy Raj. Joy is somebody with an incredible amount of experience, actually within sales overall, over 20 years. In the high ticket world, 4 years, and that's like managing lots of different offers, scaling some from as small as 12K to 900K within a year. And an offer that I'm currently managing, the YouTube automation offer. We've both been working on that together since February when he's came in. They were at 350K a month. Literally just the month that's just left us, 1 million a month in cash. Only a few months that's taken. Yeah,
1.05 million.
okay. Just a little 500, that's fine. But yeah, like as far as Joy and what he does, he's got an incredible sales philosophy, has been in multiple different contexts, and that's just like the sales side. He's also somebody that develops real estate and a huge portfolio, working with some of the biggest investors across the US as well. So that's the best summary that I can give from memory. Joy, if you want to add on anything to that, you can. But
Clarify,
yeah,
I'm Canadian, so not the US, but in
Canadian, yes, that's
Canada.
the one as well.
But
Absolutely.
no, appreciate you having me on, Taylor. Definitely want to take the time to come here and give credit where credit's due. A big part of our success is comes down to the people that we have within the business, and you've been a big part of that, and big part of the growth, the development. So just wanted to, make sure I show up for you the way you showed up for us.
Appreciate it. So this video is not really a podcast episode. It's more just Joy being like totally no BS, totally no BS review on my experience with the YouTube automation offer, right? And so we'll start off with the first part. Like overall, for the last 4 months that we have worked together in scaling the offer, like let's start off with just a no BS honest feedback on your experience with me.
Yeah, man. I think in the high ticket coaching space is a very transient environment. It's not very corporate, lacks structure, and communication can be very sparse. So one thing I've really enjoyed about working with you, Taylor, is even though you're a young entrepreneur, I believe you're in your mid 20s. I would say you knock out those criteria out of the park. And I've worked with massive corporations that do billions of dollars in annual revenue, and to have someone like yourself with the level of intelligence, the level of awareness, and accountability. I think that's what really has sharpened our relationship. Has given me a lot of respect for you, and I give you a lot of autonomy as well. I don't think I ping you very seldomly, right? So it's something that I appreciate in leadership is you want to make sure you have the right people in the right place and make sure that they have the same philosophies as you. And I really feel like you do.
Appreciate that. Means a lot. And as far as like, any other businesses that are doubtful on working with anybody that's working with other companies, I know some people want like a full-time setter manager. They're like, oh, we can only take that on, not anybody that has other clients they're working with. Why should any of these companies that have these doubts even consider somebody like me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar role, right? Where I can take on a partnership, but I'm in a very fractional role because I do support a few different business owners. And what I evaluate is the specific talent, their experience, and their capacity. So when I look at your capacity, I observe your prompt communication, right? When I see you in the channels, does it feel like you live in those channels? Or does it feel like I gotta have to wait a few hours before I get a response, but my business is moving at a rapid pace? And there hasn't been a single occurrence where I felt like you're not committed to the growth of our business. Another consideration that you may not have mentioned there is you're also in the UK. We're here in Canada, US. And even with the time differences, I haven't noticed the lack or gap in communication. So that's something that I've always admired about yourself. Now, when it comes to fractional roles, um, you know, I think it goes by the old philosophy, right? You could have someone that does this day in, day out, that has limited experience working with multiple offers, whereas you have such dynamic experience working with other offers. You also have great mentors as part of the team that that you work with as well. So it gives you a pretty large scope into what's happening in the industry, right? For example, we had a particular slowdown right before back to school. But if you have other offers experiencing the same, you already have resolutions built in place. And some offers that you support are bigger than others. Some are more infant than others. So it allows you to extrapolate those experiences based on your vantage point and provide very valued feedback into those scenarios. For example, one thing I really enjoyed about yourself with some of the recent challenges within our business, you're always very proactive in providing solutions. And that likely comes from the valuable experiences that you have working with other offers. So for me, I don't feel possessive about talent. I want to make sure that our leaders have the autonomy. So if you are supporting others, I actually feel like we could learn so much more from someone in that vantage point than someone that I have to develop. If I have to develop you, you're only going to have the limited experiences that I've been through in this business. However, being in a unique role like yourself, where you do have, a much broader picture around high ticket closing, it's going to provide such dynamic value to any business owner, whether they're starting something small or, with Freedom Accelerator, where you punch to $1.2 million in revenue, $1.05 million in cash collected with very, very little churn or refunds, right? So it says a lot about the experience that you bring.
Appreciate that. And you've mentioned a few things like, what it's been like working with me in the channels, the proactivity. Have there been, from your side, over the last 4 months, any highlights, any specific parts of things that I've done, whether that's maybe a conversation or like some points that I've mentioned in some of the channels, even just on the calls, anything that was highlighted to you about some of the experiences we've had together?
Yeah, I think, from the seat that I sit in, I'm dialing in numbers, right? So I'll start with numbers and then I'll go more into some of those intangibles that I think you possess. Um, you support our outbound dialing team, you support our inbound and triage teams. So, in my opinion, our outbound team specifically is the hardest role in our business. It's likely the most transient role in the business, so it requires a lot of sweat equity. It requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of patience, and those are all skill sets that I've observed generally from yourself. Now, what's been beautiful in this journey is I've seen you taking a team and building out this department. It's not a department that, Paul and I've had in the past. And even when I joined the business, a department that was just in the infancy stage. But month over month, or if you get more granular, week over week or day over day, you're always doing some type of positive activity that's conditioning the behavior and ultimately conditioning the outcome. Month over month, I've seen you double the revenue, double the cash collected. You've been holding a high level of accountability. One of the things in those roles is activity. Nobody in the business is more scrutinized than that role because you're actively working a pipeline that we've previously invested in. These are people that did not show up for a call. These are people that booked a call and canceled on us. These are people that, some may observe as not the easiest, the low hanging fruits that you want to take away from a business, but it's such an important part of the role. But one thing I've observed from yourself is the high level of accountability that you've had with the teams. I think they have a high level of respect for you as well, which shows me that the way you communicate with them, the way that you get them to buy in, they're always up for a challenge. And that's the thing as leaders that we're required to do. You push them into heights that hasn't been done before, because these are guys that haven't been with our business for that very long. But you've helped them buy into our community, buy into our culture very quickly, but you've also held them accountable to their own personal goals and their personal activity. So that's something I've really admired about you.
Perfect. Well, I think that just about caps it off, Joy. Really appreciate the kind words. Was it no BS, or were you just trying to like blow smoke up my ass? That's the big question, right?
Nah, man, it's no fucking BS,
Of
man. You know how I am in our meetings.
course.
I call it as it is, and And you've been such a pleasure to work with. I hope many others get an opportunity to work alongside with yourself. And I'm really excited to, keep a pulse on where you go as a young entrepreneur as you continue to build out your own presence. And it's been a wonderful journey having front row seats to see your development and growth.
Awesome, man. Really appreciate you. And yeah, if there's any other questions from you watching this video, guys, obviously provide some feedback. And yeah, I'll divulge on any extras that you've got there. But appreciate you, Joy. All the best. All right.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
See you later.
All right.